And this is Already Brewed, and today I'm going to be playing Inventorix, an inventory management game where you try to combine different items, create different synergies to make the most cash. We've got 5 total payments, with the very first costing us 20 bucks, but we've got 5 turns to make it. So we got 6 limbs, which scales off of other 6 limbs, gives $1 all 2 florals, gives $2 for each adjacent floral, or gives $1 to turtles. We're playing on the easiest difficulty, and there's only turtles, minerals, and florals right now. The Trisha is a big item, with lots of space around it for unique florals. But it doesn't make any cash on its own, so now we got 4 turns to make 20 bucks. The Cyanide only makes $2, the X-Toll makes $1, but times 2 for each X-Toll you have. The Turbo Beam boosts the value of other minerals in its zone, and the final one gains $1 for each mineral within its zone. Out of all these, let's just take the Cyanide to produce $2 per round, and at least we'll have 8 by the time we owe 20. We finally found a floral. Gives $1 for each adjacent unique floral, so it's very similar to the one we already have, just smaller. A machine that gives 2, a mineral that gives $3, and a machine that gives $1 for each floral in the area, but it's a machine so it doesn't really help us. But now we're up to $5 per turn. We'll make 15 plus the 2, and we'll be at 17, so we're still a little short. But we got 2 more shops between then. And we currently have 7 total. We got a machine that gives $1, but doubles it for each machine on its side. Another Cyanide. A turtle that only benefits for those exact same turtles. And the X-Toll. So let's just get the space. We're still going to get $5 this turn, which will push us up to 12, making us $8 short. But we actually found another floral. It's actually the $2 version, so we got the $1, $2, and $3. And if we rearrange them for all of them to touch, we'll go from $9 up to 12. Each one of those are unique, especially because we only own 1 of each of them. But for their purposes of above, they're unique. But now we're going to have $24. We can make the payment, and it actually just takes it away, so we get to keep $4. That's pretty cool. Now we can expand 6 places. Let's expand it around our main area in the middle, and around our bloomer as well. So now we definitely want more florals. Plus 5 rerolls. Items on the edge give an extra $1. Florals give more money for adjacent minerals too. Oh. So now all our minerals are basically considered florals for the floral buff. And the edges are actually the outer edges, not just the edge that you can currently reach. Let's definitely get the Floral Alien, which will make minerals just as good as the other florals. We found another flower, so we could upgrade its tier. Or we could just buy the $4 Uncommon Rock Mineral and make it act like a flower. I think that's a much better choice. We went from $14 to $22 per round. And we're hitting 2 different florals. We upped our income by 8. And we have 5 turns, which will be making 22, and we'll easily make this payment now. And we're just at the start of it, so this is very exciting. We found a second Trish room, so we can upgrade its tier. We also get a $1 machine, and an Archnurtle that only benefits from other Archnurtles, which seems to be a common trait amongst the turtles. We also got a machine that gives money to other minerals. So let's get to the Trish, and upgrade our Trish to tier 2. So now it's going to get $4 instead of 2 from each unique floral and mineral because of our alien. So now we're getting $30 per round. The turtle that only helps the turtle, $2 machine, another 6 limb, and another turbo beam. And we found another flower, which we've got the perfect little spot here next to the mineral, going from $30 to $36. And the Trishroom, I think, actually did apply this buff as well, even though we have 2 of the same flowers next to it. So now we're up to $92. We got an uncommon floral, which is very similar to the common floral that we found earlier, but it has a built-in higher chance of rarer aliens, which is very, very nice. It's a huge benefit. Pushes us up to 45, and we actually have a second uncommon floral that gives $1 for each floral around it, and it's got a 9 around its big circle. I like both of those florals quite a bit, so if we find that other one again, I definitely want to pick it up. But now we're up to 45 per round, 837. Another 6 Slim, another machine. But I'd really like to get this Trish so we can level up our Trish as well. So let's try to combine them together. And you have to combine the same tier items. That makes sense. Well, we might lose a little bit of gold here, when in fact we actually increased our income. Went from 45 to 49. And now we're set up for tier 3 Trishes, which if the payments set to skyrocket, we'll easily be able to cover them. And we just made our second payment. So let's expand the area around our extra flowers that really just need all the space they can get. But the minerals themselves don't actually need space. They're only like pseudo plants. On pickup, reduce next payment by 10%, that is okay. Chooses a random item and gives it increased value. All uncommon and rare items become common this run, but your choice is reduced by 3. I don't really like that. Let's just take the reduced cost, even though I don't think we're going to have an issue with that. We got the arch nurdle and the second tiny little turtle, but we got the rare $5 mineral, which is basically a pseudo plant, going from 49, increasing our total income by 8. Our bank is going to be at around 160, and we're going to be 30 to 40 short from paying off the debt just on the first turn, so we're looking pretty good. The adjacent florals get ×2 their money value, and it's a mineral itself. That item is insane, and it goes with our build so well. It wouldn't go with the build as well without the alien we have, but even without the alien, ×2 income, that is so much. The Trish already scales pretty hard all on its own. So we went from 47 to 82. And hopefully we can find another Trish and surround our current Trish, maximizing the income that it can make, while we times it by 2. And we found that uncommon floral again. It's got 8 spaces around it. It's basically the flower, but the flower only has the 4 spaces. But this will be perfect for the Trish as soon as we upgrade our Trish, to fill up the spot where the 2 Trishes are touching. But this looks like a pretty easy payment so far. We've already broken past the requirement, and we still get 2 more incomes. But we found a blue level 2 Trish, wow. A machine that gives other machines money, an uncommon bloomer, and a mineral that only gives $5. So let's upgrade our Trish, go from 92 to 122. Most of the minerals seem kinda lackluster, they just give a flat amount. But the florals seem pretty explosive. And the turtles seem like a lot of fun, but probably pretty hard to actually get online. So we got another purple plant, a $2 machine, a machine for minerals, and just a basic blue mineral. Let's upgrade the purple, taking the income from $2 per floral to 3. And our current income is 125, but we can rearrange here to sort of min-max a bit better. One of the issues we have right now is that we need 2 more unique florals, or even just minerals, next to our big Trish in the middle, to really push us over the edge. Because I don't think the Trish actually benefits from the other Trish at all. But if we find some more unique plants, or even just some smaller minerals, that'll benefit us the most, and really push us over the edge. So now our income is 128, and the Trish in the center contributes 70 of that. So we made our 3rd payment, but we got 400 in the bank. So let's create the extra space around some of the florals that actually need the space. And the next debt is 380, and we currently have 380. After payment, get 2 rerolls, get 5 rerolls. Discarded item gives you 2 times the cash. These are all pretty terrible. So let's just get the rerolls. An uncommon $4 mineral, an X-Toll, a machine, and a turtle. I'm not going to take a mineral unless it's really tiny, and it gives us a lot of cash. I'd much rather find florals. So I think I'm going to burn a lot of our rerolls here that we've been saving up. A machine turtle gives $3, but $2 more for each turtle of this kind. Turtles really hate on other turtles, don't they? But let's upgrade our pink floral. And I really hope there's some other florals in the game that we just haven't seen yet. Even just some rare ones. But at the moment we're playing on difficulty 0. There's only 3 types of things in the game: floral, turtle, and machine. But as you go higher in difficulty, more and more things actually unlock. And there's a lot more synergies and connections to find. So we maxed a bit more here. We can still go even harder on the Trish in the middle, but we don't actually need the extra income at the moment. And we found a second Florist Stone, ×2 again. If we combine the two together, it becomes a ×3 multiplier, and our income goes from 131 to 195. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna break 8,000 by the time we have to pay the debt. But I'd really like to find some unique florals here, so I'm actually gonna roll quite a bit here as well. Uncommon mineral. We got another war speed, so we're gonna upgrade our current war speed, which is touching the ×3 multiplier. So that's not the worst thing to upgrade. Go up to 207. We can move the mineral and go up to 218. The Trish is definitely the biggest impact we can do. I'm just really against getting those minerals that take up 4 or 5 space. Much rather put florals in there. So we get up to 218, and we're so close to breaking 8,000 now. Got another flower. I would also like to get some more Trishes, but they'd have to be uncommon or better, because we only have 2 turns, and that's the only way we could possibly make it a tier 4. You got a big mineral. That one we probably should buy, but I'm not going to. A machine that ×2 the item in the middle. That's a pretty cool concept. I like that a lot. There's no way we can use that though. We got another war seed, and that one's not actually touching the Trish in the middle. It'll benefit us quite a bit to actually switch this around and put it inside. And going from 218 all the way up to 235. And now we just need one more spot to fully max out the Trish. But this is gonna break us past 8,000 here. And the Trish in the middle gives us a 126 all on its own. That's half our income right there. But check out these turtles. Gives $1 more for any other turtle. That's pretty cool. Another turtle machine. A $4 meteorite. And a machine that benefits from Flora. So let's just roll here. We got a rare Flora. Gives $1 for each Flora of a different type. And it's got such a huge area of effect. This is also perfect for our Trish. So we go from 235 up to 274. So now we're really making bank. And if we get more of those 2 times, then we'll just skyrocket. But the Trish is giving 147 now. We've got 1 more expansion, and 5 more turns until we pay the final debt. But let's give us some extra space to work in some florals if need be. Gives extra money based on that tier value. That's decent. I like that quite a bit. +1 item and +1 aliens offered. Yeah, that is decent, if not a little bit late. Gives the product of the tier levels of all items. I'm not even sure what that means. So let's just increase the value of all of our tiers. A machine that benefits other machines. Well, let's just keep rolling. And now that we know we have 5 more turns until the end of the game, I'm actually going to buy any Trish that we find and try to upgrade it to tier 4 if we can. And we went from 274 up to 316, mainly from that alien we picked up. But the Trish itself, one gives 10 and the other one gives 156. Uncommon Jade. And we found another Trish. And now we only need 1 more in order to try to upgrade it. But even then, we did gain 4 gold this turn. And we got 4 rerolls as well. I also really want to do a turtle build. It sounds amazing. We found a 2-headed turtle. 2 times the money for each other Januses there is. That's pretty cool. But it's the same mechanic with the turtles, only like in these same sort of turtles. We've got 1 more reroll, and we got a robot turtle, but we didn't get any Trishes. And we could get another Jade, or a Meteor, and I think I'm gonna get the Jade just because it's smaller. And we can also upgrade the current one we have. So we gained $3. The minerals don't really synergize all that great with themselves, but it seemed like there was some synergy between the machine and the mineral, giving the 2-time income for it. We don't have any more rerolls, but we did get a turbo beam and another fun little turtle. But I think I'm just going to take the Flora, put it next to our other Trish, and it did boost our income by 13, which isn't that bad. But we're only going to get 1 more shop, 1 more chance for a Trish. So hopefully we can get it here. And we did, wow. We also got a flower, and our old friend Janus is back. So let's make it tier 3 and combine the 2 into a red. No, it won't let me actually combine it. So that it only goes till tier 3. That is actually incredibly sad. Especially because we got so lucky that we could make a second one. But the important thing is that we could actually do it, if the game would allow. Right? Well, either way, we still increased our income by 6, and we destroyed the amount of debt that we're required to pay. This is the easiest difficulty, and the first time I'm playing the game, so it's only going to get harder and more complex. For how short the game is, I really like the intensity of the strategy. But our runtime is all messed up, mainly because I went to go get a sandwich before I came back to finish. But I hope you enjoyed. If you'd like to see more, let me know. I would like to play a bit more of this, at least until I get some turtles in my life. So I'll see you later.